Questions are everywhere. They surround us, they are innate in us, and as humans, we always want to ask everything in order to understand our world. That's basically what questions are for, understanding. But why do we ask questions? Well, that's already a hard one. The short answer would be because we do not want to die. And the long one would be because of the way in which our species has evolved, we depend mostly on our intelligence rather than leaning on our physical capabilities to survive for thousands of years. Because understanding the world has been and always an advantage over the others, only the ones who seek knowledge survive. And here we are, curious humans. But there are questions that seem to be unanswerable. Here are a couple of them. Is anything real? What makes us humans? Are we alone in the universe? Does God exist? What's the meaning of life? What's love? And finally, why is there something rather than nothing? Some people say that asking this is kind of silly. There is always people who do not want to ask much, maybe because of pragmatism and they are satisfied with basic answers, or simply because you will not get the answer to those kind of questions. And they are probably right, but answering the question itself isn't the point. The point is to find a great question that you can be curious about it, and by trying to answer it, accidentally learn many things you used to ignore. With that being said, I will try to explain you why asking big questions is important and why you should do it more often. We all know the why game, right? It is when you ask why after why and so on. It's pretty annoying, but it is a great way in which we can discover what we do not know. And that's something that I really want to emphasize. As Carl Runner once asked, what do we love more? The small island for so-called knowledge or the sea of infinite mystery? To recognize what you ignore is the first step to become wiser. The more discoveries you make, the more you realize you don't know what's going on. And once you realize how little you know about the universe, your information hunger, called curiosity, will be awakened. This is important because nowadays we aren't as curious as we should. This isn't our fault at all. I will explain that. I think that the problem starts in the schools. The students are discouraged from asking questions. The way the knowledge is presented makes learning something boring, when the experience of learning should be shown as something interesting. The system is forgetting the crucial point, that sometimes asking questions is more important than finding answers. And that's true, because questions lead us to solutions we never considered until we ask the correct question. Schools also fail to teach us why learning is important. Knowledge in schools is basically presented as raw information. But what if they first ask a question which students could be excited about and they're then answering it by using information from the topic teachers originally had to explain? By doing this, students will be more likely to have fun while learning because they are interested and curious. Exactly, curious. Being curious is key to humanity. Actually, I like to say that it is our greatest ally. I mean, can you imagine how would the world be today if Nicolaus Copernicus had never questioned the geocentric model, if Darwin had never asked how do new kinds of life come into existence, or as simple as why do apples fall from Newton? Without our need of understanding, we wouldn't be as advanced as we are now. The pursuit of knowledge is innate in humans, and curiosity let us wonder if reality differs from what we guess is true. That's another reason why asking big questions is important, because it makes you falsifiable and skeptical about any assumption, and these characteristics are essential for the development of critical thinking. This ability is by far the best way to approach decision making. It definitely helps you to be objective when analyzing facts, and it will prevent you from being easily fooled. Developing this skill and applying it in your daily life can be advantageous. Critical thinking enables you to see different points of perspective before judging. So remember, wasting your time by trying to find meaning of life isn't that silly at all, because asking those kind of questions is, and will always be important. Thank you.